I gotta keep a lot of comforting things on me right now because I have to go give a talk that I've been worried about for a week, and I know it's gonna be fine, and I'm not worried about that. It's just I can't help it but be worried for a whole week, and then I get nervous sometimes and I can't eat something. So I'm gonna go and give the talk. I'm just gonna show some art and that I've done, and I'm gonna ask them, what do you guys think is the best style? What kind of style do you like? What should I do next? That's all. I actually feel better just talking to you guys for a second about this. Okay. Yeah, I hate getting so stressed out about it. It's just like I have to do something at a particular time. I have to be there. I get nervous that I'm just gonna cancel. I think that's my main nervous, is that I'm gonna completely cancel and just be like, I can't. That's my nervous, that I won't do it that day or something. Okay, I do feel a little better talking to you guys. Okay, I wish it was last Sunday when we were just talking about side conditions and stuff. Okay, and talking about my research. But okay, so it's okay. So, and then I also have to teach this week on Wednesday. So I sometimes it's just like, okay, halt all things in my house, halt everything. I have to do this stuff, and I want it to go okay. So, and then everything halts. Everything halts. Okay, so I'm trying. So that's where I'm at right now. And so I'm just gonna talk to you for a second, and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and record the talk, hopefully, and then that'll be today. And I wish I was back in my little schedule because I love my little schedule. And we'll get back to it. Okay. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, thanks. Everybody's wishing me good luck. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. I just want to get a video. Okay, so I gave the talk. And I'm back home now, thank God. I need to like rest for like 4,000 days, so there's nothing wrong. It gets nervous. So it went well. Guess what everybody wants to hear about? My first art talk ever in my life. Guess what everybody wants to hear about? Math. Everybody loves math. Humans all love math, no matter what. That's all they want to hear about, the math. They love the math. And then I got asked to come back and give a talk about math. So that's that. I'm just glad it went okay. People were responding better. People were like responding and stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get a video in there. If it is, hopefully you'll see it. Okay, if not, I'll see you next time. Maybe this is the end of this video. I'll say bye when I know for sure.
Thank you. We're gonna flip technology here for Aaron. So we're excited to have Aaron join us today. Aaron and I are fellow cat moms, so I wear my cat socks to help you today, Aaron. So Aaron is a mathematician and artist. She left Omaha, was gone for 20 years, and she's back. And we're excited to have her back and interested in art and being a part of Cali. So Aaron, I'm going to turn it over to you for your presentation.
Okay, thanks so much. And thanks so much for Kelly and George and for Madeline. That was great. That was really interesting to learn about. And thanks for having me here. And so I want to talk about my art journey. And so I'm just going to show you a lot of the art I've done over the years. I've really been focusing on math, and like I teach math, and I was teaching math full-time at college. I was like visiting all over the place, but now I'm just going to teach one class, and so I want to focus on art. So I'm going to show you some of my art, and maybe you just can just tell me what do you like? What do you think I should do next? What style do you like? I don't really have any of these paintings anymore. I was like, give them to people, or they're just, oops, I'm so sorry. Okay, so full circle. So I was born not too far from here. Over by Bemis Park, and so then I went away for a long time. I went to UNO and I graduated, and I went to New York, and I lived in Maine, and I lived in Atlanta, and I got a PhD in math and was a visiting professor, and then I moved back here. I found a cool apartment on 33rd. I'm like, I'm gonna try and do like some art and get a place I could afford and like do art and do math at the same time. So that's where I am right now, back here. So I just want to show you some of my art here. Okay, so my mom thankfully sent me a lot of this stuff. This is all in her place. My mom has a lot of my art. So this is from high school. I remember kind of working on this and being kind of a big deal. Let's see. So I did all these little. I did this portrait by myself when I was in high school, I think. Some of these. This is
is all, some of this other stuff is some other, there's a lot of, there's other artistic people, I think, in my family. My niece does a lot of drawings, and so a lot of that stuff is hers. But this piece up here, I had this in the gallery. A lot of people like this one, and I had it in a gallery, but then my mom went into the gallery and she said that she would like to have it, so it didn't. So she's not here right now. She's in Brooklyn, so she's not going to be coming to take this painting, but so she likes to keep on. Then I did some of these, like, I don't know, just like simple figures, I guess. I like the kind of abstracted real figure. I kind of like that. I'm not like I would say like a great painter, because if it's a simpler composition, that's what I like. I did this portrait of my brother, and I think I got a little impatient here and kind of just decided to go a little abstract there. Got frustrated with the ears. And this, I don't know, I kind of like this. I was going for these like escape room kind of things, and you have to figure out how to get out of the room. It's like a little puzzle maybe. I liked this Frida one. Whoops. Okay, so this is, I don't know if you can see it there. It says A union B minus A intersect B, and it's we had to like pick an artist at UNO actually. I did that, and but you get, I don't know if you can see, there's like blood dripping down from the symbols, and like I end up going to set theory. Set theory is all about intersections, unions. It's about infinity and stuff, and so I was like, it was like foreshadowing of all the blood and sweat that would go into set theory. This is kind of another like math piece. This is all like I really like this. I like sewing. I did used to do some like sewing and like transfers a lot. These are like scrabble pieces, and it's wood, like wood burning. And it says 1, and these are all different the number 1 in different languages. And then these are different like math representations of 1, like A over A or 8 with 0. This is a drawing I did. I don't remember if it's high school or college, but it was like the 3 different worlds. Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to go to Brooklyn? Or am I going to go to like the country? Am I going to go somewhere in between? So who knows what's going to happen next? But I'm very happy to be here in Omaha. And all my brothers, I have 4 brothers, and my parents, they all live in New York. They all wanted to move to New York. We're all from Omaha, but I kind of like this scene better. I just like kind of more laid back. This is a picture by like transfers I did of my mom, and I was kind of like obsessed with pictures of her for a while, and it had something to do with math as well. Okay, this was I painted this on like a kind of like this. This is the Empire State Building. It was like on a what's that? It's like wood that's like wood panel maybe or something. This is my brother Joe did this. He's also a good artist. He does this. I did some digital drawings because I didn't have any canvases. I can't move it. This is something I did for my aunt and uncle. I can't see it. When I was in New York, I did have a show. I will tell you that the gallery owner was blind, but he did have a lot of shows there. But this piece was in there. I did a lot of like nude portraits when I was in the Lower East Side in 2012. But I don't do nude portraits anymore. But I like this one. This is called Love. This is a lot of the set theory I do. I like to do like I'm also like writing a book about the set theory guide for artists. So it's all about set theory. And so these are like the numbers. I don't go into too much math. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just, it's set theory. That's how we think of those numbers. So I think set theory is very visual. So okay, then I saw an artist when I was living in New York that did all black and white, and I thought that was really inspiring. So I did kind of like a muted. I always used to like to do like all rainbow colors. So I did kind of a muted thing for a while. This one's like, I don't know, I kind of try to like, is it a leaf or is it a feather? I kind of play with the images a little bit. I like to put words in there. I don't know how long this is. Okay, this was the Crystal Shop. There was a book, I think I read it. I did a few things that were like comics. This is set theory and its applications. This guy says, I want to go further, I want to be God. And then he opens a set theory book, and there's like a fact in set theory that says there can be no non-trivial embedding from the universe to itself. So it's just like, it kind of like humbles you, and he's like, oh, do you want to go get lunch? Maybe it's like a niche joke. This one is like about, like a comic about the life of a human, mathematically speaking. So before birth, you're nothing. So these are the stages. The first stage is nothingness, and this also has to do with set theory. Then birth is when you take the set of nothing, and then, wow, I got a thing around me, existence. And then 3 is consequences, growth. I make so many things and like, make art. And then 4 is misunderstanding and humiliation. I said I make so many things. You know, like, what don't I get something from this? And then the realization is that it's all the empty set in eternal life. This is Georg Cantor. He's the grandfather of set theory, so it's like a really important person. I have a tattoo that says what he did. So he's the person that created the area of math I was in. At the time, people didn't like his ideas. It was very hard to he had a lot of I guess, I don't want to diminish it or something, but he had a lot of mental problems, I guess a lot of these mathematicians did, because they had these great ideas and people weren't accepting them. But he was a great mathematician, and so I did a lot of portraits. This Van Gogh. I also like mathematicians and artists, obviously. This is Happy Van Gogh. That's Helen Keller. I really got into Helen Keller. Her book is autobiography is pretty interesting. Why am I forgetting his name? Hemingway. I love Hemingway's the way he writes. I like the way that he writes is how I want to write and paint. This is Kurt Gödel. He's is a great follower of logic and set theory as well. And this is another famous mathematician, Emmy Noether, algebraist. And this is Alan Turing. You might have heard of Alan Turing. Computers wouldn't exist without these Gödel and Turing, and they're totally abstract ideas. But okay. And this is one I did. I did take a class at the Art Students League in New York City, and I did learn about mixing colors. It was really nice. I took a couple classes at UNO, and this one I liked a lot. I did sell that one, and there's a live painting of this on YouTube if you want to watch me paint this. I did some digital. I like that one. I framed a lot of things. If anyone wants any of those digital prints, I have a bunch of those. It's just a picture, but I thought it would be a nice painting. This is what I did. I was in Maine for a little bit, so this is me. This was about the numbers e and pi. I asked a question on the internet that got a lot of attention, and then I made this picture it's just about the digits of e and pi, and what if you switch some of the digits? Would you get, what kind of numbers would you get? So I painted. And this is also with the same, I did have a show when I did New York at the Gathering of Tribes studio. And this was one I did with paint pen. I like that one, but I don't know, people maybe didn't like yours. I just copied Roy Lichtenstein interiors. I love Roy Lichtenstein interiors, but I just basically copied those, and it had to do with different kinds of games, infinite games. And this guy says, every day is a great day for infinity. And then did this window. This is my how I get my paint on the mix the paint and stuff, and it's my studio. I'm writing a book called The Set Theory Guide for Artists, and there's 7 chapters, and this is the painting. Each chapter goes with a painting, and this is the first. I've only read the first chapter, and this is the studio. Here's one I recently did, and then I can come back to. Am I going over time or you're good? Are we good? Okay. So this is I'm writing a book called The Set Theory Guide for Artists. So this is the note. So the story is about if I had chosen art instead, what would have happened. It turns out that the artist and the mathematician need to both be there. And the whole story is about them my art self and my math self coming together. But this is the note that the artist finds, and it's, "Dear alternate Aaron, the longing you feel in your heart for the knowledge of something more, the foundation, the horizon will start to be satisfied once you read this book." So the artist has to read this book to learn about math. So that's what I'm also working on. So some of these images are from the book I'm writing, and I try to regularly post those online. This is something called an Ehrenstein tree in set theory. I don't think it's ever been seen before until I made that. And there's some more numbers. This is some more from the book. These are the rational numbers. Okay, so it's trying to express kind of complicated mathematical ideas through this book. And finally, I'd just like to come to this painting here, it's right here at the Cali Commons. And I was happy to do this painting. I liked that there was a theme, so I knew that it was a butterfly theme. And I think I walked by here or drove by here, and then I found them on Facebook. And this idea was there's 2 caterpillars, and they're on a journey. And one day the caterpillar wakes up and it sees its friend. It somehow recognizes that's his friend, and then we get it's the view from the caterpillar. That's like the wings, you see. And that's my niece drew that. She's a good little artist. And my brother sent me some portraits. Okay, So that's all I.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for Erin.
You just asked which stuff you like.
Yeah.
I really liked your complex state drawings. Like, I would love to hear more about them.
Oh, which ones?
All of them. They all seem very interesting. That one that you kind of breezed by there seems amazing.
Oh, these.
All of them. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very curious about that stuff.
I can tell you this one real quick. Like, this is about this. Just if you have infinitely many things, like infinitely many flowers, and there's only k many colors, just that there has to be one color has to be infinite. So this is just showing that green has to be one color had to be chosen infinitely often. And this is called Ramsey's theorem. And there's a lot of math that's about colors. Like how many colors? If I have this many objects and I have this many colors, how many would be a whole area of math is all about that. So that's what that's.
Becky?
Yeah, I just was kind of going along with that, where it's just like, man, the energy that you could put into like that book is just like amazing. I feel like that your idea for it is so cool, and I am not a math person, so but maybe through something like that, like I feel like I could have like maybe more of a grasp on it.
Okay, yeah. Like explaining math visually.
Yeah.
I love doing
it
that.
totally is a visual world too.
Yeah, I love doing that.
I have a question. I might have missed it. What made you want to look at mathematical concepts with art? What was your motivation behind it?
I think I've just always been interested in math and art, like just both. So yeah, I just think I think that they just kind of play off each other. I mean, the more math I learned, it kind of inspires me. When I think about math though, I have to think about it really visually in order to understand, to think about like these, like Ramsey's theorem, like I have to think about like these flowers being colored. So I think it probably started just trying to understand like abstract math and like explain it to myself. And I would like draw myself pictures sometimes to study. So I think that really did help, like learning like the more abstract math and just trying to explain it to myself, trying to understand it. Yeah.
Was the infinity symbol with the grid in the middle? What was that? It's up quite a ways. I didn't catch which actual picture.
Oh, yeah, that's what
I guess not as far as what is that made out of?
That is a big canvas, or just oil on canvas.
Okay.
And that was, I had this like, in grad school, it came to me that 0 equals infinity, like just that sentence, just that statement, 0 equals infinity. I just kept telling everyone 0 equals infinity. And then I made a painting that said 0 equals infinity, and that was the infinity part. And so I don't really know what that totally means yet, but that just kind of stuck with me for a long time. But that's part of that painting, part of that 0 equals infinity.
Do you work digitally at all, Erin?
Yeah, I did try to do a little bit of digital. When I don't like this one, I kind of like this one. When I didn't have the canvas, or I don't want my cats to get on it, but I do kind of like that one. I like that one. I mean, I didn't see. I felt like people weren't very interested. I didn't get a lot of like. I don't know. It seemed like it wasn't my interest. I do like to do it because it can be very precise. It's kind of fun to do digital and then go back to painting just to feel like the differences.
So right now you're in an art space and sharing that combination of art and math. When you're in your math space with a bunch of math people, do you share your art and how do they react to it?
Oh yeah, I guess if I am doing a math talk, it's all pictures. Like the whole thing is like all these like these images and stuff. So I think that I think when I give math talks that people would know that there's going to be a lot of like visual. I wish I would do it more in my teaching. I feel like I do it for like my research stuff, but I feel like I wish I would do it more for like if I'm teaching like algebra or something to like really like find some connection to students.
Any other questions?
The part that you showed towards the beginning, the monochromatic
Oh yeah.
parts, I liked a lot of what you did. So is there a part of a journey you can share that you went into that and what moved you away from that? Because I think those are strong pieces.
Thank you very much. I get very, sometimes I get very obsessed with a person, like kind of get a crush on someone. I think I saw this artist and he did all black and white. I mean, I didn't like talk to him or anything, but I just like really liked his work, and I got obsessed with this idea that it should be monochromatic, and certain colors I really liked, and so that one I did sort of like I had a plan of like maybe 12 or so that I was gonna do. I kind of had them in mind beforehand, so I guess they do kind of all go together. And they were supposed to kind of a little bit. This one I can tell. This one said even the rocks. The words say even the rocks, and to me, I don't know. I was just having a moment, and I was looking at the rocks, and I was like kind of like a transcendental moment. I was like, even the rocks are like kind of vibrating or something. There's like something special there. This one over here, I was like, I was thinking of like a couple or something that's on and off, and it's like hot and cold or something. This one is yes or no. This is about choices or something. I had all these little characters that I put in there. Each one had like a little. I like these stick figures. Yeah, I don't know. They were sort of a cohesive idea. I don't have them anymore. I just left them all somewhere.
So the crush kind of got you in there. And
Yeah. Okay. I got obsessed. Yeah. Then I'm sure I didn't like him anymore, and then I stopped. I'm sure that's what always happens. I get like very obsessed with someone or something, and then I go into that world for a bit. Trying to grow up.
Any last questions for Erin? Thank you so much, Erin.
Well, thank you guys so much.
So that's that. We got to see the fall. And hope you liked it. I didn't misrepresent math too bad. Okay, see you next week. Okay, a lot going on this week too. Jeepers, I can't wait to get back to my normal schedule. But happy to give a talk. That was really fun. That was really cool. And thanks for watching. See you guys around.